modeling and colorism, definitely a thing.
And why do people think that plus-size women cannot find love?
You see, the problem with the body positive movement is the fact that change is a bad thing.
I need to know what Drake really meant by BBW.
Welcome to Curves Rock Happy Hour. It's me, the Chanel Nicole.
Hi, I'm Monet, etc.
Hi, it's Miss Diva Doll, and we have our favorite bartender.
The turn up queen, Ayana.
And today, our special guest is Billy Fresh. He characterizes himself as an average dude from Northeast Baltimore, but he is a stylist, designer, and an avid shit talker. Welcome, Billy.
Thank you for having me.
So, our fashion minute, curvy fashion minute for today. What do we like to see on our plus men? But first, let's ask Billy, what does he like to wear?
I'm a prep, so I like to wear bow ties and blazers and tweeds and apple hats and fedoras and anything like a real classic style. But now I've been noticing that my taste is changing a little bit, so now I'm more getting into urban fashion, so I wear a lot of Jordans and skinnier jeans. Not skinny, but skinnier. So yeah, that's pretty much what I like.
What do you like to see on men?
Well, for me, I'm a big beard fan. I know that's not technically fashion, but to me, it adds to the style. And I guess I would say the other thing would be bow ties as well. Bow ties and blazers, those look usually really nice on men.
Well, I love a man in a suit. I love a man in a suit, so yes.
I know I'm sporty chic. I love it. I like the athletic look. I love suits too, though. I like when men clean up, but just regular, everyday. I like joggers, fresh feet. Oh my God, fresh feet is very important to me. You can have on Versace, Gucci, and if I get down to those shoes and they are not it, then the whole outfit's off to me.
No, I agree with you there, because
I like a man walking towards me in a blazer and a pea coat. That's all I need. Pea coat is. We get it. We together now.
You got a pea coat, we go together. So today, our internet buzz, right? So there was a Twitter back and forth with a young lady. I don't know who she is. She tweeted Rick Ross a picture of an article. I don't know whether it's real or whether it's fake, but the article said that Rick Ross broke the horse back while he was riding it. And she put laughing, LMAO, oh. And he responded, and he was like, it would have been true if you were up there. And then he made some comments about her being fat and that she needs to go to Lane Bryant and, all of those little things. So what do you guys think about this back and forth?
I guess for me, I just kind of don't really understand why his first attack back was, I guess, her weight or her size or, that kind of thing. Especially since he is a large person, so it's kind of like you would think that you would try to, I guess, attack him in a different way if you even choose. I personally wouldn't even respond if I was him.
Right, because I think, here's the thing. All's fair in love and war. So you come for me, I can come at you in any kind of way. Right? So I do believe that, but chances are, I don't really get into the pot calling the kettle black type of thing. So I probably wouldn't go for, you stupid dummy. That's how I felt like it was one of those type of situations. Like, what? You're fat. Well, you're fat. How's that? Yeah.
Well, I have, my friends, I have a friend who's actually bigger than me, and every time he sees me, fat boy, fat something, I'm like, dude.
That's crazy.
Okay, but that's just the way we go. I just think that, I don't think that he should have necessarily clapped back like that, but sometimes you just, when somebody says something, and I get it a lot, on Instagram, or because like I say, I talk shit all the time, but yeah, sometimes that's just the default. You just find something on someone, whether they have big feet, big ears, big something, and you go for it. And I think maybe that's just what he did. I think maybe he couldn't find anything else. So, and plus he lost a lot of weight with the Ross Fit, because he was having seizures or what have you. So he lost a lot of weight. So now maybe he.
So you think he
Feeling
don't
some.
think he's fat no more?
Right.
mean-
That's what I'm gonna say because. I mean, well, now he's not, but he was fat. So how you gonna get on her for
Yo,
being the
he
same
is
thing that
still
you
fat.
are?
He still
He's
is.
still
I mean,
fat.
well,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
still fat.
He's
And
still
for the
fat, boy.
purposes of this episode, fat means plus size. We're just saying because of that's the wording that they
Oh,
use
yeah.
in the back and forth. So,
Yeah. Well, he's not as big as he was, so I don't.
Yeah, so
no,
I-
so
yeah.
maybe he
feel
thinks
like-
he's in another league, but he's still
That's
there.
what it is. That's what it is. And the women that he canoodles with, they're probably not plus size women. So now he really feels like, he has leeway to.
But I don't even think this woman was plus size at all.
Yeah, I couldn't
honestly.
see her
I didn't
pictures,
see
but
her.
the
You couldn't see
profile
all of
picture
it.
didn't look like she was. So maybe it's just the insecurity shining through.
Absolutely.
But did y'all see it went past that though?
Oh, wait.
So it went past that. His first comment back to her was about her weight. I'm sorry, and then it went past that. She said something else, and he replied, "Oh, well, look at your boobs like that. Why they so saggy?" And I was just like, it's too much now. You going too far."
Yeah, and that hit home for you.
Oh,
Probably. This is what I'm saying. No, listen. Stop. No, what I'm saying was, when we see something, like when I saw that part, I was like, why didn't he start there? Why did he immediately go, because that doesn't, you could be small with like saggy titties. He said something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I was saying that in reference, whenever we see something, whatever hits home for us is most offensive. And so I'm not saying your breasts are long. I'm just saying you had, you top heavy. So, immediately you like, why are you talking about her?
In certain shirts, you can't do everything in certain shirts.
So that's all I'm
Rick
saying.
Ross
I
can't do
wasn't
certain things.
Okay.
These things don't say it. Right there. All right, I'm done.
So it's crazy. So, just in general, I just felt like he doesn't think that he's small or whatever the case may be, but he probably didn't get that much backlash in general by him coming out being a plus size rapper,
Right.
And so let's kind of get into that. Is this a man's world? Do they get more or less treated better than plus size women? I think so.
Yeah,
I do.
I do.
I definitely do.
I think so.
Absolutely not.
Oh my goodness.
Come on.
Are you serious?
We can all go to a mall right now.
Right.
And you will find at least 2 to 3 plus size stores in that
Okay.
mall.
Right.
You got Ashley Stewart's, I think they sell around. Lane Bryant, Torrid, Fashion and Figure.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at you, did your homework.
when I take clients, plus size clients, that's where sometimes we go. And I really like Fashion and Figure clothes, but I'm not. But for us,
Yeah.
Well,
I think you're neglected in the stores, but I'm talking
Right.
about some
And
society
society-wise.
treatment.
but see, I just feel like their stuff is in the regular stores.
no, it's
They
not.
have a big and tall section.
Yes,
in
they
some
do.
stores.
And those
great.
K&G is where I take my father.
K&G, you have the big and tall.
But-
Even in Shoe City, you can find a 2X, 3X, 4, 5. But in our section, it's all little junior misses type stuff. Or this is mall stores we're talking about, not like regular stores. I don't feel like malls have plenty of value stores anyway, as far as shopping for clothes any longer. I just, it just don't have as many, except for smaller stores, even if you go to like Macy's or J.C. Penney.
You have to really hunt.
They have
Now,
big and tall.
J.C. Penney's is especially that the women's plus size line is really coming up.
Yeah, they
got a whole lot better. But as far as in society, I don't know. It's just I think it's almost like the advent of the whole beard movement. That sort of came right on the tails of the teddy bear movement, if you will, because
No, teddy bear's been around forever.
no, but they weren't checking for us like that.
My mother, not my mother, because I'm not gonna say my mother, but older women, like my mother, it's like Gerald Levert. He was like the original granddaddy teddy bear,
Yeah.
you know?
He was smooth.
And Barry White,
Right.
he was plus size too, even though you didn't see him often,
Right.
right? So
Good.
nobody even paid attention to their size. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? But if somebody like Diana Ross or Patti LaBelle gained weight, you would automatically, even then, they would automatically be like, "Oh my God, something's going on. She's gaining weight." Look at Aretha Franklin,
Oh, yeah.
and you
She got a
know
lot of
they
weight.
went in on Aretha Franklin.
But it never came from guys. It always came from women.
Oh, so are you trying to say that we're our own?
Absolutely.
What's the strength?
It's actually called the double standard. So
All right now.
Double standard.
I don't think he's wrong with saying that. Like, it's definitely probably somewhat of a double standard. It's somewhat of the women criticizing ourselves. But I feel like men are more accepting of bigger men, and women are more accepting of bigger men. But when you flip it, it's not the same way. So I don't feel like all men are accepting of big women. And then if you have smaller men or smaller women, sometimes they have issues with bigger women. So I don't feel like it's always accepted.
Yeah, like let's get into that conversation about it being a man's world.
Okay.
You know, you're right. Men are accepting of other big men, but they're not accepting of
Right.
plus size women.
For example, a lot of times men secretly love bigger women.
Hello. I know
And
that's a
so,
fact.
you know,
That's a fact.
that's a fact.
Yeah.
like
I,
bigger
lo-
women.
I love all women, but if I had my choice, I'd prefer a plus size woman. Like it's just some women are built for speed, other ones are built for comfort.
You know what?
Oh Lord.
Oh my God.
I don't know how I feel about
So,
that.
do you find that you catch flack from other men who may not like plus women, and they're like, "Are you like?" you know?"
Absolutely. Justin Jones, Mike, I'm naming you. Aunt Rose, my whole crew.
Oh my
like,
God.
so what we do in a group chat, so we'll just we'll go through Instagram and we'll just share pictures. I'm snitching. And we'll share pictures like, oh, yeah, she's hot, she's not, whatever. And my thing is I'm always sending BBWs or I think the lady she's a Dallas weather person and she was being
Yes.
fat shamed, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah.
This girl is freaking gorgeous. Like it's nothing on her that she's gorgeous. But the problem is men are not the ones who want to look at her and be like, oh, she's too big, or I mean the majority of men, or she's too curvy. It's always going to come from women. Men never have problems with other big men because we don't care. That's just my brother, or that's just a guy walking down the street, or whatever. We do everything for women. The reason why we put rims on cars, the reason why we get haircuts, the reason why I took a shower this morning. Because normally at 8 o'clock in the morning I'm not going to take a shower, but you know, no. But I'm just saying, we all do that for women. We get haircuts for women.
Right.
Women do stuff for other women because you'll say, oh, her makeup is horrible, or her eyelashes, or whatever the case. So I don't know. I just think it's more so women are their own worst critics.
Do you feel like there are a lot of women who like plus size men? Do you feel like dating or anything like that?
Well, it's seasonal because like right now I'm hot. Like it's
'cause it's
seasonal.
cold.
It's
It's
cold,
winter.
and I'm getting a lot of looks that I wouldn't necessarily. But no, I think but like in the summertime, it's like if you don't have central air, you're not really gonna. But no, what I'm saying is well, women. I don't know. It's like what did it for me was I want to say like back in '89 with Heavy D. That was the first concert I ever went to.
Oh yes, Heavy D.
And I started seeing women like spaz out over this big dude, and I'm like, hold on. If he can get that response, then maybe I can get it. So it's been different big men here and there
Fat
throughout.
Joe.
Fat Joe. And then a lot of women, like, you know, they starting to come around.
But they've been coming around, like, you know, DJ Khaled, like, nobody, like, points, I just feel like nobody points out to men, like, oh, DJ Khaled's fat, what does he think he's doing with that smaller woman, who did he think he can get,
Right.
you know, why does he believe he's so confident,
Right.
or, you know, nobody does that, I mean,
I
I
wonder
just
if
don't
they
believe,
do though in the industry. Like, I wonder if they want them to do something. If they're like, oh, you know, we like you, we want to use you, but I wonder if they ever ask them to lose weight. Like sometimes.
like,
I
even
wonder.
Rick Ross,
I
that
doubt
noise
it.
he makes when he say, like, that's from body composition, exacerbation of air. I don't believe that, you know,
Yeah.
and that's his staple.
Right. I was gonna say, piggybacking off of what you said, Monet. I think that I doubt that execs tell the men because you know they just don't. But I bet they tell women because they need to appear sexy. They need to have a certain look. And so with men, they just do your thing. As long as you're making us money, however
Right.
you look, you know.
But see, that's what, like, when we have plus size women who are like Jasmine Sullivan. I don't think she'll ever really get the full credit she deserves for being a great singer because of her size. But creeps like me, I love her. Like, she can do no wrong because she is keeping her
even
curves.
like some people, whether they know it or not, like look at Jennifer Hudson. They pressure. I feel like they put so much pressure on her losing weight.
Right.
She lost it, and I still don't feel like it did anything
No.
for her career.
No,
I don't
it
You
didn't.
know,
No.
so just the stigma that they place on it, like it matters so much, and it really doesn't. So I just this conversation about men being body shamed. Like, do you believe that men are body shamed?
No. Rick Ross, if you put yourself out there, because I remember on about 3 years ago, he was on the Soul Train Awards or some type of awards, and he came out with his shirt
Yeah,
off.
with his shirt
I'm
off.
on Twitter, and that's usually the only time I get on Twitter is when like it's award shows, so I can just see like the shade coming from all four corners of the earth. So, but when he came out, it was like right down the middle. I saw some women like, oh my God, he is so fine. Oh my God, he needs to put a shirt on. But he's confident. That's the thing that really will sell any woman on a man.
Okay.
Is confidence. You don't have to necessarily get in the gym and whatever. You should do it for your own health, of course. But women, if you have confidence and if you act as if, that's all I'll say. If you just act as if, you don't have really too much to worry about. And women see that, and then they see the fact that he's a boss, or he says that he's a boss. He can write his own ticket. He has his pick of the litter. And, shout out to Rick Ross.
So do you think that a lot of women, plus size women, like if they had an opportunity to date who they wanted to date,
It wouldn't be a big man.
and what,
Why?
why do you think that is?
I'm not trying to suck up all the air, but I see on social media, it'll be like a drawing or a cartoon, and it'll be a drawing of a big woman, and and a dude I notice is always muscle bound. Like, you like what you like, so I'm not gonna knock that. Like, excuse me, I like what I like, but I don't have any problem with big on big love. It's just, but I think that generally speaking, a woman will look at a muscle-bound guy first, and then we will come second or third.
So do you think it's a self-love type of thing for the woman, or do you think it's just an opposites attract type of thing?
It can be both, because for instance, I've had dealing in choose my words wisely. In my past, I've dated different sizes of women. So, and whether they were tall, I think my tallest was like 6'2".
Really?
Yeah, but I know generally, like this young lady, she and I, generally speaking, she probably would never be interested in me because she's tall, and like if she puts on heels, I look like Kevin Hart to her. And that's fine. You like what you like.
I would say you're right, but that's not true.
Damn.
She's dated short guys before.
When I was a teenager. Have I dated
just
anyone
saying.
short?
But some women, I mean, and some women, I mean, most of my followers on Instagram are plus size women. Because I love a voluptuous woman. It's not anything that necessarily has to do with sexual, but I love confidence. That's one thing I'm drawn to.
So whose sex is better?
Uh-oh.
Take a sip. It's okay.
He's like, I'm done talking.
Put it like this: it's like I said, some women are built for speed, others for comfort. A smaller woman or a more petite woman is more limber, and you can do more things. But the feeling, it's nothing like of a size 14, 16, 18. Yeah. Yeah.
I know some pretty limber plus size women. But you just feel like, you know, tossing wise, it might be a problem.
yeah, that'll be a problem. Yeah, we can get rough, but it's, yeah. But I mean, but see, the thing is, I like, and my crew will tell you this, I love all type of women. Like she can be a 2, she can be a 22. It's all about her beauty, and I'm not talking like even in a sexual manner. I'm just talking about like her face, her eyes, her cheekbones, her teeth, her. Whatever, and I love. I'm sorry. Oh,
Look on they smile. Just when you said
it's so with me. I'm probably a weirdo. I don't know, but I just like it's certain thing. I like women for certain reasons. Like some hair. Like I said, eyes. I'm a big fan of eyes. Like big brown eyes. I love big brown eyes. Full lips, wide hips. That's the first thing I look at on women is her hips. And I don't know. I guess I'm kind of weird. I don't know.
So if you could, is there anything that women do in reference to plus size men that you wish they would stop doing?
Yeah, I got one in particular. I know it's two. It's two. One, just because I'm big doesn't mean I feel like lifting furniture. So when it's time for you to move, don't call me. I'm all right with that. Secondly is if you and I are on the couch, right, watching TV, no lights on or whatever, just sometimes I do not need for you to put your head right here. Sometimes your heads are heavy.
Oh my God.
Oh my
it's like,
God.
I had an ex-girlfriend. Like every time I sat on the couch, she would always
But
find.
it's so cushiony.
I know that, but go that way. I don't.
Oh my God.
Yeah, those are only two things that really, kind of bother me sometimes. They want you to pick up heavy objects, and they always want to lay on you.
So ladies,
Yeah.
1, do not use big men as a tool. They don't always want to move furniture. And 2, they are not a pillow.
No.
Thank you for watching Curves Rock Happy Hour.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Be sure to join in on the discussion. Bye.